Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see every one of you again here. All right, my name is Alex from MarketWise Asia, and today the time right now is 11:37 p.m. 1st of April 2021. All right, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, please say a hi to me in the comments so that I know everything is all good and well. All right, don't be shy. Just interact with me, give me a like, share a comment, and say a hi to me. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Wu Ming. Good to see every one of you here. Hello, Christopher. And by the way, I'm drinking coffee now. This is Nespresso pot. Hello, Poking. Hello, Vico. All right. So it has been quite some time since I last did a Facebook Live at night. All right. I think a number of weeks back already. Okay. Hello, James. Hello, Kaiser. Hello, May. Hello, JZ. Oh, wow. Okay. So, so many people right now online. Quite a number of people. Okay. Good to see every one of you here. By the way, right, just now, right, who actually attended Terence Tan's session with me together with Terence in the evening at about 7:30 with the deep dive into option trading strategies. All right. Who attended Terrence's session in the evening just now at 7:30. We have a Q&A session where Terrence did a deep dive into some of these questions that was answered during his session during the Market Insights Virtual Summit. All right, if you attended the session, all right, type me in the comments. All right, SK, all right. How many of you attended? Only a few, is it? James, okay, but I still don't understand, all right. Oh, actually quite a few of you. So thank you for supporting me once again. I'm right now doing Facebook Live. Anyway, all right, maybe I'll spend, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, all right? If you have any question regarding options or whatever, I try to see if I can answer that, all right? All right. Meanwhile, let me shoot. Anyway, if you have any options question, right, you can type in the comments. I will look through that. All right. So because I also trade options myself, okay. I don't classify that I'm an expert, but I think I know enough to answer some of the questions. Okay. All right. All right. So meanwhile, just let me share with you this. Okay. By the way, all right. For those who are new to Market Insights Virtual Summit, we have this replay over here. The replay will end on the 4th of April. That is this coming Sunday. So actually, if you miss the session, right, do go ahead and register for, not register, as in just go and watch the replay. If you are already registered, you should receive emails from me regarding the the replay links and everything. If you are still new to MarketWise Asia, right, just go ahead and watch the replay. It's only until the 4th of April, this coming Sunday. We have a lot of fantastic speakers and a lot of great content, right? Just ask the audience who attended the sessions, right? They're all fantastic, right? So, okay, before I go deep into today's session again, I just want to share with you, right? There are actually quite a number of you who actually asked me, there are quite a number of offers from different speakers, and which one should I take up? Okay. Personally, okay, I don't know what seasons you are in right now. Actually, in fact, all the speakers offer are very good, okay, and they don't cost thousands of dollars. It's just a few $100. To be honest, it's damn value for money. So it really depends on you. What are you trying to learn right now? What are you trying to learn right now? All right. So, for example, all right, if you know nothing about stocks, all right, you don't know how to determine a trend, you really don't know how to start trading stocks. For example, you have no idea what are the stocks to trade. Like there are so many stocks in the Nasdaq and the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, so in that case, you can go for Jay's is it J-Tone? Yeah, J-Tone's TPP swing trading. All right. So the trend pullback masterclass. Okay. So he'll share with you his own strategy where he'll show you how to pick strong stock, good momentum stocks and trade, and he will show you also how to actually execute the trade, and he also does a live trading session as well. Okay, so if you have know nothing about stocks, you want to go from A to Z, then maybe you can go for Jay's stock class. I think it is quite detailed. All right. Like for example, if you already are trading stocks, you want a different kind of entry trigger, right? You have your own personal method to trade into stocks already. Then you might want to go to Beanie's on wash and rinse Thor indicator classes. All right. So basically, I mentioned in my previous Facebook Live that actually Beanie used a very specific entry trigger. You may call it a setup, you may call it a trigger, or whatever you call it. So this is basically, I would say more for intermediate. I would say more for intermediate. All right. It is best if you already know how to trade and you're looking for another tool, another arsenal, all right, to trade, another trigger for you to go into it. Okay. And obviously, right, if you really want to go into day trading, for example, day trading means you want to trade into 5-minute charts, 50-minute charts, then you want to go for Catalin's, 12 ways to pick tops and bottoms, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? So I think she gave quite a few examples over here. I think the Bollinger Bands are quite interesting. I also want to test it myself. So all these speakers have different things, you see. And if you are new to options and if you're really interested in options, obviously you go for Terence Tan's options class. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. All right. Okay, so enough of my rambling. All right, so okay, SK is asking, I think I just answered the question. Beanie and Terence, which one will you recommend for totally new in trading? All right, so Terence is options. All right, options. If you are new, all right, you can go for Terence options and also J-Tune's stock trading class. I think that is equally useful. Beanie wise, I feel that it is good that if you have already some experience in the market already, then you appreciate more the setup. All right, that's my recommendation. Right, if you're totally new, I suggest you go to Terence and Jay's class as well. Okay, all right, and Kai is asking, right, what brokers do I use for the Thor? Okay, actually doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. So for Forex, right, I have the indicator installed in my MT4. All right, MT5 you also can install also. So basically, it's to see the indicator clearer. That's all. But once you attended her session, right, basically you pay for the course, you attend the session, you know exactly how to look for the wash and rinse pattern. You don't need to rely on the MT4, MT5, whatever broker you're using, CMC Markets, IG, TD Ameritrade. In fact, you can see it with your naked eyes. Okay, you don't have to rely on the MT5, MT4 indicator. Okay, basically, the MT4, MT5 just bring convenience to you. Okay, without that, it just bring inconvenience to you. But essentially, you still learn the method yourself, so you do have to rely on her. Okay, got it. Christopher, all right, Beanie class, I tried to register twice for the free trial indicator, but never got an email reply. Hey, Christopher, I actually tried register go through the walkthrough of the whole setup. I actually get an email from Beanie. It's all automated. So I believe the emails might have landed in your spam folder. That's why you didn't receive the email. You should once you enter your email address and your name, you should receive the email from Beanie. All right, check out your spam folder. If you still don't receive, right, write into me, send it to me. I'll get back to Beanie. Okay. Diana, you're asking if we couldn't open the options trading account after paying for Terence course. Okay, that could happen because nowadays, right, even for Tasty Works and for TD Ameritrade, right, the account opening might take 1 month or 2 months. So you might miss the earnings session. But to me, that is fine because the webinar is recorded. The webinar is recorded. So actually you could, just listen to him, walk through with him, understand his step-by-step procedure, how he actually select the strike price, how he actually select the specific stocks before the earnings. Then you go through the recording again. Okay? I think, of course, the best is that if you have account opening with you, then you can trade with him directly. But if not, I don't think it is that bad also, right? Basically, you can just listen to him and see how he trade live. Okay, basically there aren't many traders in the market that will trade live with you. Not many in the market. Okay, all right. So you need to appreciate that. All right. Do I trade equities futures using Tor? Okay. I mainly use TD Ameritrade. For MT4, I really only use for FX, mini FX. But of course, you know, MT4, MT5, they are just the platform only. It depends on your broker. For example, I use this broker called XZ. It's an Aussie broker. So they have commodities, they have indices, you know, they have FX, they have metals as well, they have oil as well. So I can trade a lot of stuff. So it depends on whether I want to really trade. But basically, the Tor indicator can be applied to all asset classes as long as they are liquid enough. All right. Christopher, I sent 2 different emails, asked to activate, but still don't receive. Okay, Christopher, I tell you what, all right, you just drop me an email, then I will expedite it to Beanie and I'll ask her to reply you. All right, got it? And I hope I can just help you out, okay? Which account opening is quicker? In my understanding, all right, I think Tastyworks will be better, be faster compared to TD Ameritrade. From what I know, it still takes quite some time to open a TD Ameritrade account, or Swim account. Yes, I think Kai answered your question already. All right, so Tastyworks are pretty fast, but based on Terrence's opinion, based on Terrence sharing, Tastyworks also take about maybe a few weeks to open. All right, I'm not sure how fast it is. All right, but I'm using TD Ameritrade myself. All right. So yeah, I hope I answer your question. Okay, okay, I spent for 15 minutes talking about non-market stuff already. All right, so let's dive through this market right now. All right, so this is the let's go through the market, the Dow, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq. All right. By the way, today is 1st of April. So, all right, it's the start of the new month. So the pivot will change already. So, all right, so the pivot will change already. All right. All right, by the way, I just want to share with you guys, you know, in my previous Facebook Live, I mentioned that I am bearish on the Nasdaq. I'm bearish on the Nasdaq. I actually is here, right? It was below the cloud and below the CPR. You know, I actually told you that I shorted the Nasdaq and I put my stop loss just above here. Actually, I think yesterday I actually just closed my trade because I don't like the price action. I think it's getting pretty bullish. So I am wrong. That's why I tell you, Alex is always wrong. Don't copy me. So this is one example of trade that I'm wrong. So I want to exit. Okay, so it's just a small swing trade. It's not a big issue. So I just exited my Nasdaq. And right now, all the stock market, all the 3 indices are all bullish. Okay, I'll share a reason why. Okay, I'll share the reason why. So can you see over here? All right, today is the start of the new month. Can you see the 3 dots over here or not? All right, I'm not sure you can see because it's the start of the month, so only 1 dot only. All right, these 3 dots over here. All right, these are the 3 dots. So as of now, right now, okay, the market is up for the Nasdaq 100 is at 1.5%. Right now, price is above the central pivot range and also in the cloud. Okay, so it's no longer below the cloud already. So I would say that the price is on a uptrend, reverse back to an uptrend. Remember what I said, you know, previously I said it's a downtrend because price is below the CPI and below the cloud. But on a longer time frame, all right, the Nasdaq is still on a uptrend, all right? So it seems that, you know, price seems like want to reverse back up again, all right? So this is what I mean. All right, so on longer time frame, it is still bullish, and right now on a daily time frame, it is heading back higher already. So a lot of tech stock, of course, Nasdaq is all about technology stocks. So today, technology stocks are running. All right. And for the S&P 500, yep. So it is also very bullish. Also, you know, first resistance here, second resistance, and third time it broke through the resistance over here. So it's again, market is above. Today is a new month. Market is above the CPR, the central pivot range, and also above the cloud. So S&P 500 is also bullish. All right. And for the Dow, all right, Dow, it's it's the same as well, okay? So above the CPR and above the cloud. So right now, all of the three indices are back to uptrend again. Previously, only the Dow and the S&P 500 are above the cloud and above the central pivot range. So right now, even for Dow, it is above the central pivot range already. So I don't recommend any of you going short the market, all right? So you only look for opportunity to go long, all right? If you guys understand what I'm trying to say so far, I just type a yes in the comments while I take a sip of coffee right now. Yeah, it is near 12 a.m. I'm still taking my coffee. Oh, not too bad, huh? Right now. There's also 94 people watching me live right now. All right. Anyway, how many of you are actually pretty new to MarketWise Asia or to my Facebook Live, right? If you are pretty new and if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, for example, cloud or the central pivot range, just type a new in the comment so I know I can address some of your questions later. All right. Okay, so another broad market. Okay, let's go to the Euro. All right, Euro. Okay, how many of you actually remember? I think quite a number of Facebook Live that I say I am bearish on Euro, huh? Simply because price is below the cloud and below the central pivot range. Okay, so I actually shorted my position here. So when it came down, I took my profit already. All right. So this is mainly for FX. I only trade swing. I don't hold very long term one. Okay. So, there are quite a number of new people. I saw new in the comments. All right. So again, okay, just a very quick recap. All right. I use this thing called the Ichimoku Cloud, this indicator to determine the trend. All right. Very simply, let me go through, like, for example, the weekly chart for Euro. All right, can you see these green and the pink kind of a cloud over here? If price is below the cloud over here, all right, below here, I will deem it as a downtrend. If price is above the cloud, then I will deem it as an uptrend. Simple as that. All right, for the Ichimoku Cloud, you can just go to the indicator and just search for Ichimoku Cloud. Ichimoku Cloud. All right. Once you're inside the indicator, all right, then you go to the settings over here. All right. Remove these three. I don't want the lines. Okay, very similar to moving average. So I remove the lines. So like this. So I just want the cloud to determine the trend. Very simple. Very simple. Price above the cloud, uptrend. Price below the cloud, downtrend. Okay. And I also use a pivot point. All right. So just search for pivot point, standard. All right. If you want to go for the central pivot range, you search for pivot stacks. For those who are already seasoned viewers, sorry, just give me a moment to explain to the rest. Pivot stacks, all right, to use the central pivot range. The central pivot range is basically, and very similar to pivot, is just to tell me the support and resistance area. All right. So, so the Euro, let's go back to the daily time frame over here, right? So price actually have a one leg down already, So it seems like price is trying to do a rebound over here. Obviously, right now, if I've already exited already, I have you don't try to. Right now, it's not a time to go long because here you don't want to short. It went down so far already, then you're short. Something is wrong with you. Okay, so right now it seems that price is going to do a rebound over here. Okay, but take note, for the Euro price is this new month price is still below the central pivot range. Can you see these three dots over here? Right, this is the central pivot range for this month. All right, so price is still above. Price is still below the cloud. So when price hit the CPR over here, I will be looking for opportunity to short again. Okay, I'll see how the price go. For example, right, if there's Vini wash and rinse pattern comes out, then I will try a short again. So okay, yep. All right. So what else? Gold. All right, gold. Okay. Gold, if you also remember, I mentioned gold. I mentioned that I was bearish on gold simply because I mentioned that, you know, price was below the weekly time frame, below the cloud. So it was at below the cloud and below CPR. So I was pretty bearish. Yep. So price, in fact, was bearish for a while. Not for, yeah, in fact, broke down for yesterday and the day before. Okay, can you see over here? Price actually hit, this is the central pivot range. Price actually hit the CPR over here. All right. And then came down. Okay. But I didn't take this trade, but this is one leg down. But right now, suddenly, this is a reverse. Okay. Can you see over here? All right. This is a wash bar. Beneath on trigger. This is a wash bar. And this is the rinse bar. All right. This is the rinse bar. So I'll be very careful really. And right now, it is above the pivot and also above the central pivot range. So on a daily time frame, all right, can you see price actually moved down quite a bit already, okay? And then retrace up and then try to come down lower, but cannot go down any lower and instead reverse, okay? So it tells you that the downtrend momentum, at least based on the daily time frame, is weakening. Okay, so if price is above the CPR, I would say that, you know, right now I wouldn't go short on gold based on the daily time frame. So because it is above the central pivot range, so the downtrend is weakening based on the daily time frame. All right. But you need to know that, you know, when it hits the cloud level over here, it might be acting as a resistance. So be careful. So I don't have any position in gold right now, but I'm watching gold. All right. So how I spot this, you know, mini wash and rinse over here. Okay, wash and this is the rinse. All right. Of course, I cannot review that because this is what she teach in her class. So it is her method. So I cannot review here in this session right now. All right. So of course, then the bonds. All right, bonds is something people are taking note of right now. All right, so it seems that the U, all right, is tapering off. All right, it is going lower once again. Okay, can you see? Basically, the bonds. This is a 30 years Treasury bonds. Of course, in previously the market narrative was that, you know, the yields keep going up because bond price keep heading down. All right. All right, let me show you. So can you see that it hits this trend line over here? This is a long-term trend line over here. All right, the blue lines over here is something that I've drawn over here. Once I draw the trend line, I don't touch it. So these blue lines over here, all right, I didn't touch it. Okay, so right, so it hit the trend line over here and then rebounded a bit. All right, so based on daily time frame, as I mentioned, that I think a few weeks back, I thought that, you know, there was no reaction to this trend line over here, but in fact actually price broke down and then a few days later it reversed back up again. Okay, so it is reacting at this trend line over here. All right, and also can you see over here? This is the wash bar. All right, this is the wash bar, and today is the rinse bar. So I expect price could go up higher. All right, but also we're also hitting the central pivot range over here, right? Central pivot range over here. So I'm not sure how price will react at this level right now. So we'll take a look. So I don't have any position in bonds also. All right. So May is asking, all right, whether the Ichimoku or the parabolic SAR detect faster on the market move. Okay, so May, Ichimoku and the parabolic SAR is two different indicators. So people might use the parabolic SAR to trail their stocks or whatever. Okay, whereas it's not really to really determine the trend, but not really to determine the trend. Okay, it could be, but I think that's not the best indicator. Okay, so for me, I prefer to use the Ichimoku. So I didn't really compare which one can detect faster because I don't treat the parabolic SAR as a trend indicator. Okay, I don't use that to determine a trend. All right. So what else? Oil. All right, oil. I'm gonna go through oil also. All right, oil is CL. This is the oil market. Okay, so at one point in time, oil was trending really well. Can you see that price actually once price broke above the cloud, that signals an uptrend. Price hit the CPR, near the CPR, hit the CPR rebounded, hit the CPR rebounded, hit the CPR rebounded, and once again, price actually hit the CPR. All right, and then kind of rebounded also. But I would say right now, price for oil, it is still like consolidating. Very hard to trade oil, but all right, it is still on uptrend. Okay, for this month, price is below the CPR already. So whether whether oil can continue its movement up, we have to depends on this month whether price can continue to hit higher. All right, so price is kind of a weakening based on uptrend on the daily time frame, but it is nevertheless still on an uptrend. And for example, some of the ETF that I entered, I mentioned this, the XOP, the oil and gas exploration ETF, it's heading higher also, so it is still pretty strong. I'm still holding to this XOP. So in the market, it is pretty common, okay, for price to go up and down, price need to go up, retrace, go up, retrace, go up, and retrace. So for the XOP, price has already retraced already, if it could, if you go for another leg up, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so price doesn't move in a straight line, it go up and down, okay, so need to tahan this kind of pullback. All right, okay, so HS is asking what's the difference between the CPR and the pivot. Okay, pivot basically is just one line only, a very fixed one line, okay, one price only, whereas for the central pivot range, right, it is like a range. So can you see, I just repeat over here, for these three lines over here, I just treat this the upper range and the lower range, okay? So all can be acted as a resistance or support level. So treat it as a support zone in this range, all right? Can you see over here, when this XOP, all right, when price is above, when price is below the cloud, when price hit this central pivot range, okay, it's ping pong, is resisted, right? Then it came down, you see? All right, then hit this central pivot range again, acting as a support and then goes up. So treat the central pivot range as a support and resistance range, okay? Can I hope that answer your question. Ingwe is asking, right, even though green energies is in the trend, oil sector still good to go? Okay, so this is what I'm trying to cover in the next section, because I want to cover what are the team in play or the sectors in play that could continue to trend up for the rest of the 2021. Okay, so right now is the 1st of April already, so the first quarter has gone. Okay, the first quarter has passed already. So again, in my previous Facebook Live, I mentioned that after the first quarter has gone, right, you might want to take a look at what are the industry or the sectors that is performing well, because when these sectors or teams are performing well or industry performing well after the first quarter has gone, they tend to continue to perform for the rest of the year, right? Okay, not 100%, but there's a high chance that it might continue for the rest of the year. Okay, so of course there might be laggards that will chase up. Okay, but let's take a look at some of the current team in play, that could potentially continue for the rest of the year. All right. So if you are again new to, if you already experienced Facebook Live user with me, okay, you should know that I use this ETF screener.com or ETF.com. Just go to this site, ETF.com. All right. So go to the ETF screener and database over here. Let's review, okay? But actually, nothing much has changed. So you've been following my Facebook Live, right? You should roughly know the team or industry that has been performing well. Nothing much has changed actually. Yeah, so I'm going to try to zoom in over here. Can you guys see? Can see, right? So you go to these, where is it? Features. To these features over here. ETN. No. Leverage, no. Inverse, no. Okay. So go to performance over here, because the quarter has passed already, so you can just click on the year to date. All right, ignore this first three in the beginning. I think there's some error, okay? How can it be like, 3 million, 4 million percent, 2 million percent? Okay, so this is not correct. So you can see over here, right? I hope you guys can see. Let me zoom into 100. Cannabis ETF. All right, so cannabis, it is still performing even though there was a big sell-off previously. So the cannabis sector is in play. Let me try to write it down so that you know. Okay. Oh, here. All right. Cannabis plus. Okay, cannabis. All right, cannabis. Amplify transformation data sharing. Basically, this is a blockchain ETF. All right. Chain. Okay, block. Right. I think you should be familiar with that if I mentioned that. Okay. See, can you see over here this exploration? All right. Energy, natural gas. All right, natural gas. Natural gas over here. Can you see XOP, which I'm holding? All right, this is also the energy sector, exploration and production. I'll just treat it as energy, okay? So it's easier, all right? RGY energy. Retail ETF, all right, retail. Then what else? Basically, energy also. Consumer discretionary. This is consumer cyclical, okay? Consumer cyclical. All right. Then uranium, my favorite also, uranium. If you have been with me, you should know that I also hold uranium. Okay. And what else? Energy. Okay. Oil. Regional banking. Okay, regional banking, which I also was interested in this. By the way, regional banking means the regional banks, which means the second tier banks, not the very big banks, not the first tier banks like the Citigroup or the Bank of America, etc. So the regional banking, they serve the smaller kind of cities. All right. What else? Basically, a lot of energy. You can see on oil, energy. Okay. This is okay. Rare earth strategic. Okay. It dropped already, but I think it is still pretty good. All right. Small cap. Let me see. I think that's about that. All right. That's about that. Infrastructure, energy. All right. Video game tech. Okay, can take a look also. Okay. I think I saw something different. Video game tech. It is Homebuilders is up about 20% this year. Homebuilders. Okay, Homebuilders. Builders steel. All right, and that should be about that lah. Okay, it's just the top 100 ETF out of the how many? 2,200 ETF. Okay, just on ETF alone, the United States has 2,200 ETF after my filtering of 2,200. So we are choosing the best 100 ETF only. Oh, by the way, the Singapore Stock Exchange, the SGX, only has about 600 plus stocks only total. Okay, the number of ETF in USA has more ETF than the whole SGX stocks. Okay. All right, so just a recap over here, right? You might want to take a look at the cannabis, blockchain, natural gas, energy, oil and gas sector, retail, consumer discretionary, uranium, regional banking, rare earth, video game tech, home builders. Let's take a look at home builders. Okay, let's take a look at home builders. Really pretty strong home builders. What's the XHB? XHB. X. All right, Homebuilders. Okay, can you see Homebuilders trending very, very nicely? All right, this is a slow and steady uptrend. Again, take a look at the central pivot range. As I mentioned, treat the CPR as a support and resistance range. Touch the CPR, head higher, CPR go up higher. Near the CPR, head higher, a bit whipsaw, but also okay. CPR go higher, CPR go higher, at the CPR over here, at the CPR over here, at the CPR go higher. All right. And then price at the broke below the CPR, but it is still above the cloud. Okay, above the cloud. Okay. So again, continue higher. So can you see for the past one quarter, it is up. Let me see, I cannot. Okay, it's up 25%. You see, pretty nice. The home builder. So right now, if you really want to buy, right, then I suggest that again, if you are with me for quite some time, I am not really a breakout trader. So I prefer price to come back to the support at the central pivot range. Then I'll go up. I will enter into the trade. That's my preference. What about semiconductors? So before I answer that, I mean, Inho is asking, like, better to buy individual stocks or the ETF. All right. So if you are lazy, okay, so to be honest, personal opinion, okay, you could just buy into ETF. It's fine as well. So you save the trouble of looking through all the individual stocks. So for example, if you want to look at what are the individual stocks for XHB, right? Or just go to ETF.com, then you just enter the URL, the symbol XHB over here. It is not loading. I don't know why it's not loading. Oh. So I think the size down is okay. We always have a backup. All right, this is the ETF database. All right, so this is another. But personally, I prefer the screener in ETF.com. All right, XHB over here. All right, then you search for this over here. Then you can see the holdings. All right, go to the holdings over here. Okay, so you can take a look at top 15 holdings. All right, so these are all the home builders. Okay, so Home Depot, Lowell, Carrier Fortune, all this. Toll Brothers is something that I'm familiar with because I traded that before. So for example, Toll, you go to Toll, for example. I chose this because I know about this company now. So let's say, for example, TUL. Roughly you should see the trend should be about the same. So it's also heading higher, but can you see it's not as smooth as the XHB. So my opinion, like, if you really want to trade, you could just go ahead and just trade the where is it? Where's my chart? Okay, the XHB. Just trade the Home Builders ETF. All right, if you want to. So it's a nicer trend. Oh, by the way, whatever I say today is just for informational purpose. It's not a recommendation for me to tell you what to trade, what to buy, what to sell. All right. So Alex is always wrong one. Okay. Don't copy me. That's my favorite line. Okay. So semicon. All right. James is asking about semicon. SOXX semicon. Yes, but it is trending very well. So for me, I think semicon is tradable. So I'm also not too sure why semicon is not inside the ETF database. Thank you for bringing that up. But semicon is also trending very well. Okay. All right, trending very well. Let me see, trending very well since start. Not exactly say very, very well. Okay. About 17%. Okay, maybe that's the reason why it isn't in the in this ETF screener database because only 17% only. So it's not above 20%. Okay. So for at least for this year, but of course you're talking about since 2020, then it went up a lot already. Okay. So based on fundamentals, I heard that all the chips are in demand because yeah, this is what I hear say. Okay, the chips are very in demand and it's not producing enough. Basically, the supplier are not producing enough, and it is in demand based on economics 101. Then of course, price will go up lah. But of course, we never know. Just follow what the price is telling you. At this moment in time, price is above the cloud and above the CPR. So this is still on an uptrend, right? Jonathan, I'm always wrong now, okay? Don't copy me now. All right. So I'm wrong in Nasdaq, right? So I cut my loss in Nasdaq. I will be wrong one. So don't always copy me. Okay. Yeah. So that's that I want to share for you right now. So essentially, this the industry. Okay. So cannabis, blockchain, natural gas. I'm not going to go through all the team and the charts, everything. Okay. Just have a reference, go through some of the things, right? Like example, uranium. I already said a lot of times already in my Facebook Live. I'm holding this UEC. Okay, see, it's trending very well. This is Uranium Energy Corp. Okay, I'm still holding. All right. Yeah. If for those who are new, who don't know the backstory, I was initially doing a swing trade from here. Then thinking, hey, not too bad. Then I continue to hold. I just become a position trader. All right. So yeah, I'm also holding CCJ, one of the biggest, one of the uranium producer. Okay, it is also going higher. And the reason why I'm holding it is because price has been down for quite some time over here. All right, then it become an uptrend. That's why I can see uranium that's in the ETF database list also. This method or this industry or this team is in play. All right, so this team is in play. Okay, another one I think it is not mentioned in the ETF. I think is this jets. All right, the airline industry. Okay, so actually it has already moved already, right? Okay, but nevertheless, I just want to tell you that price there was a very sharp sell off. Okay, this JETS is the airline ETF, JETS, airline ETF. So, can you see price when price broke above the cloud, was holding well at the cloud support over here, and then price go higher. And right now, it seems that it is at the CPR, supported by the CPR also. Okay, and right now it is at the CPR. All right, seems like a good trade to go into at the CPR right now. All right, at the CPR right now. Okay, so yeah, so this is something you might want to consider. But again, remember, I'm not asking you to copy me or to buy right now. I'm just suggesting what are the industry that you can take a look. I think airlines, once the airlines, start to go back to normal, demand is going to go up, when people are going to start to travel again, all these cyclical stocks, like for example, the cruise, the airlines, the shopping, the retail, could be heading higher up again. All right, so all these are the cyclicals, the consumer discretionary, you may want to take a look. Okay, of course, tech stocks. Oh, but then before I go into tech stocks, I think these are clean energy. All right, I want to mention about this ICLN, which me and Colleen mentioned during, I think last year December, when clean energy was the hot topic. Okay, because price went up a lot. Okay, it was up from the low to the top, up 300%. So it's not surprising that price took a beating. All right, because based on the weekly time frame, it is still on a uptrend. But right now, clean energy is the yearly central pivot range. All right, can you see price hit the yearly central pivot range? So for the yearly central pivot range, this is a very long-term support. Okay, so it hit there. Price seems to consolidate already. Okay, and seems to stop going lower over here. So right now it's still a bit consolidating based on the weekly time frame, but this period over here, just a few bars, but you go to the daily time frame, this is consolidating. Okay, can you see? Ping pong, ping pong. And right now, okay, as I mentioned already, price hit the yearly pivot and stop moving down. All right, let me remove the yearly pivot. So too many, you might be confused. Right now, price is at the central pivot range also. So price is above the central pivot range, but it's below the cloud. All right, this tells me that the downtrend is weakening. All right, of course, if price is above the cloud, above the central pivot range, then it's a very strong uptrend. If price is below the cloud over here, right, like for example, this period over here, price is below the cloud, below the CPR, then price is in a strong downtrend. All right, so I have to keep repeating it because this is very important to be objective and to be quantitative. You want to quantify whether it is a strong uptrend, a weak uptrend, a strong downtrend, or a weak downtrend. So in this, for example, right now on the daily time frame, it is still on a downtrend, but price is above the CPR, which means that the downtrend is weakening. All right, downtrend is weakening. And if you look at the higher time frame, the multiple time frame analysis, it has hit a very important support zone area. So for those, I'll be looking at the ICL and clean energy sector once again. So I might make my move. So as of now, I haven't taken into a position yet, but it's something you could take a look for the clean energy as well. All right. Any reason why medical isn't in my list? Because I scanned already. It didn't show any medical stuff, so that's why it is not inside my list. So any ETF you think is for medical ETF you think is good, maybe you can share with me. I'm always open to hear some of the views for any trade ideas. Okay, all right. Because why I pick SOXX and not SMH? Actually, both are fine. Okay. The main difference, right, is the component. Okay. SOXXSS and the SMH. Let me show you the difference. Okay. It is back. Okay. Both are very good semicon ETF. Okay. The trend are basically the same also. Okay. Let me show. So for XOXX, let me share with you this. Okay, you need to take a look at the components. The top 10, basically it's quite equal weight. Can you see? Equal weightage. Not really exactly equal, but almost there. Say Texas, Intel, Broadcom, Qualcomm, Nvidia, Applied Material, ASML, Lam Research, all these are the standard holdings for SOX. To me, it's more diversified. Whereas for the, let me see, SMH. Hey guys, it is already 12:25 a.m. You guys are still not sleeping. Okay, SMH components, let me see. Can you see? View all over here. If you are buying into SMH, essentially you are buying into this TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation, because the weightage is 15%. This is quite big. So essentially you are buying into TSMC, right? So to me, I prefer the SOXX because it is more diversified and less concentration on a single stock. Whereas for SMH, 15% is in TSMC. Okay, so does that answer a question, Vico? So I prefer to choose SOXX, but generally, if it's trending up, the price should continue to go up in the same direction. All right. Diana, all right. How many ETF should one have in their portfolio? Okay. Basically, personally, I don't have any, how many ETF that you should have. It depends on how much money you have and how much asset allocation you want to put. Okay. So you could put 5, 10, depending on how much capital you have. So generally, for example, because you need to know, right? After a period of time, maybe a new industry will come up again, a new team in play. Then do you have the money to buy into this new industry or not? If you use up all your capital already, of course you have the money to buy into the new ETF, the new team or the new sectors, right? So always have some spare cash with you. So it really depends on your asset allocation. So I cannot really tell you how many ETFs. So for example, I might have 5 sectors, teams, for example, in my portfolio. And maybe I still have about 30% cash. Then maybe suddenly, I don't know, next month, maybe the online retail is back in play again. I might put some into the online retail again. So maybe another team, like for example, Homebuilders are in play again, then I put inside Homebuilders again. So I keep adding on the teams that is in play, you see. So it really depends on how much cash you are left with, okay? Yep. Patricia asking, Patricia, you always ask this question, very hard to answer. UEC, of course, I think it could go up, okay? I think, but it doesn't mean that you go up, okay? I'm still holding, all right? So UEC, I'm still holding. If you look at the very long-term player, this is the monthly chart, so it has been always in a downtrend for quite some time. Recently, just broke out monthly time frame, which means that every buy is a single month. All right, so if you're talking about the high over here, the high is at 730, 750. So I think there could be more upside. All right, there could be more upside. This is just a personal opinion. All right, even if it hit, $4.50, $5, I'll be happy as well. Okay, so I think there could be more upside because when money flow into certain industries, certain teams, is just not a few days only. It could be many months. Okay, money flow into that sector or team. So it could take many months. So you need to have patience. Okay, you need to have patience. But of course, you need to have an exit a rule in place also. When price turns to a downtrend, you don't just keep holding into that stock. All right. Patricia, you want to let go? Why you want to let go? I thought you just went not too long ago only. All right. All right. So any guys, you guys have any things? Any question or not? Okay, let me go through this today's performance. All right, let's go to this Finbase. Oops, close this. Take a look at this group, this sector. Okay, so for today, all right, so today, let me zoom in. Oops. For today, service, technology are the biggest winner. All right, they ran up quite a bit. All right, so the worst is basic materials, and it's not unusual because materials has been going up for a while. So it's more, again, a sector rotation. Okay, yeah, so for the 1 week performance, tech, cyclical is doing pretty well. 1 month, utilities, okay, so all these are taking their turns to rotate. Money flow into one sector and into a sector again, flow out and back into a sector again. All right, let's take a look at the industry just to have your broad view of what is performing well right now. All right, can you see for the 1 day that's today, silver is doing pretty well. Electronic gaming, uranium is doing well today. Uranium, right? So I like it because I have uranium. Okay, semicon is doing well today also. All right. The worst today is chemicals, coal, departmental store. Again, it is not unusual because for the past few weeks, chemicals, coal, departmental store has been performing well. Again, take turns to rotate. 1 week wise, semicon, very good. Solar, yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. So you can go to this site and take a look. All right, so you can, home improvement 1 month. All right, so the home builder, home improvement retail. As I mentioned, this team and in play, right? The Homebuilders, all right, Homebuilders. So you can go to this, where is it? Keep forgetting. All right, so yeah, so this is a very good place for you to know what are the teams, the sectors that is doing well right now. So I'll post a link in the comments. Right. Patricia, I didn't say you can let it go. No, I just say that you need to have a stop loss in place. If it hit then let it go, okay? If price continue to hit your stop loss on. So you see, people can misunderstand what I'm trying to say, okay? I didn't say let it go. I just said that, you know, let's say, for example, UEC, all right, previously it was coming down, right? So let's say if you're doing swing trading, you need to set a stop in place. So for example, you need to set a stop, for example, here, all right? If price hit your stop loss, then let it go lah, okay? Then don't hold on to it lah. So if you're doing a position trading, also have a stop in place. If price hit your stop, then let it go, okay? Price didn't hit your stop, then hold on to it, okay? Okay, Patricia, very important. Okay, don't anyhow say, Alex say, let it go. This is very important. I don't want to be held accountable for you. Because I didn't say let it go. I said if you have a position, big swing of position, right? You need to have a stop in place. If you are wrong already, you need to let it go. Not say you want to let it go now. Right? YR is asking, right? Is it recommended to buy ETF with leverage like options or CFD? Okay. For CFD, it's definitely leverage, okay, because basically I think for CMC or the IG, for example, or our sponsor in our summit, all right. So they are leverage. So basically, I think for the ETF ranges from 10% to 20% margin, okay. I think it's okay. So always make sure that you have enough capital. Don't use up all your full capital, all right. But, all right, do set a stop in place. And you need to also know that if you want to buy ETF and to hold for a longer term period of time, for example, position trading, you want to hold, for example, say 1 month to 9 year, not 9 year, to 1 year, for example, a few months to 1 year, then you need to know that because you are using leverage and using a CFD provider, there will be holding costs. I think I don't know what's the exact percentage per annum, but there'll be a cost, but not very high, but there'll be a cost. So to be aware of that, it might eat into your profit also if you're holding long term. And if you're using options, for example, like myself, I bought into this certain XOP using options. I direct buy a call options. It is in a way leverage, but with a fixed a loss. Okay, so whatever premium you pay, that is your max loss already. So you won't have a margin call if you use a direct buy call options, right? Because whatever premium you pay, that is your max loss only. Okay, of course you amplify your returns because you're using a small percentage of your capital to buy into the options. All right, but you have a fixed loss in place already. Okay. TOS, all right, TOS, think or swim, does not have holding costs because this TOS is not a CFD provider. This is a US-based stockbroker. So I'm using TOS also, so it doesn't have a holding cost. So you can hold long term. There's no custodian fee as well. So you can hold long term with the TOS. Yes, I'm doing that as well. All right. So I think this is any more question? All right. Any more question? So if you have no more question, I think I will call it a day. So remember to give me a like, share, or comments if you think this Facebook Live is useful to you. Just do share out. I just want to let as many people to know MarketWise Asia and my Facebook Live, just to share with the people around me. All right. So yep, so that's all for today. It's already 12:30 a.m. already. So tomorrow is a public holiday. I wish you guys had a very good long weekend ahead. All right, I will see you guys next week once again. All right, so have a good weekend and I will see you guys again. Good night. All right, I'll end the session right now. Bye-bye.